I didn't realize they were locking me in until the second wedge. The door only opens outward, but I learned that too late. The first wedge hits with a crack and I jump. A sharp metal clang right outside against the door. Not a drop, but placed. I freeze under the water, shampoo in my eyes. I don't move. There's a scrape next. Slow, heavy, dragging across concrete. "Hello?" I say. Nothing back. I shut the water off. Too fast. The pipes knock once and then stop. The silence that follows isn't quiet. It feels held. Then the sound comes again. Metal, closer now, right at the base of the door. I step out of the shower, water running off me, and move toward it. "Hey," I say louder. "Someone there?" The sound cuts instantly. I throw a shirt on and wrap my towel around my waist. I grab the door handle. I can swivel it, but the door won't push open at all. It doesn't move. I push harder. It opens out, but it's completely stuck and won't budge. Something slams into the bottom of the door, right in front of me. I jump back. I look down at the gap and see it. The tip of a heavy metal wedge jammed under the door. Thick iron, forced in tight. "No," I say, already pulling again. The handle jerks in my hand as I push, but nothing gives. And then another one slides into view. Slow, controlled, like they want me to see it. It stops just a little way in, and then I hear it hammered, hard. Not with a hammer, more like with a maul or the end of an axe. The whole door shudders. "Stop," I shout. "What are you doing?" I drop to my knees and try and push it back out, but my fingers slip. My nails scrape against the metal. It doesn't move at all. "Let me out! Hey!" For a second, I see boots. Work boots, worn down at the toes. Standing right there. Then they shift, just out of sight. But the footsteps don't leave. I scramble back and drop the towel. My hands shake as I grab my pants off the hook, yanking them on without drying off. My shirt sticks to my skin. I don't care. I slam my shoulder into the door, but it doesn't give. I grab the handle again, twisting, pulling, bracing my foot against the wall. The wedges are holding it shut from the outside. I can feel the pressure at the bottom. The door is heavy enough that I can't manipulate or bend it either. "Please," I shout, "I'm in here, let me out." And there's no answer. I drop down again and press my face to the gap. "I can see you," I lie. "I saw you, just take these out." There's silence. "I'm calling the police," I say, and my voice cracks. "I have my phone." I don't. It's back in the car by the river. There's no reaction. I slam my fist against the door over and over. "Let me out! Let me out!" I yell. My voice echoes off the concrete walls, loud and trapped. No one answers. No one comes. That's when it hit me. There's no one else here. It had been a busy first night. Families, kids, people grilling, radios playing. By the second day, it thinned out. By tonight, the last night, I hadn't seen anyone for hours. My car was parked down by the river, maybe a 5-minute walk. I'd come up to the shower after dark because it was the only place with hot water in the campsite. Single stalls, concrete boxes, each one separate under a shared building. No connected ceiling, no shared walls, no attendant. There was no way to even climb out of this trap. I'd used the same stall twice already, locked it from the inside, showered, left. Nothing like this. I hit the door again, weaker this time. "Please," I say, quieter. Still nothing. I crouch and look again. The wedges are tight, forced in at an angle, biting into the gap. I try to hook one with my fingers, but I can barely touch it. There's maybe an inch of space under the door, not enough leverage, and they've been hammered in so tight that they look like they've bent the bottom lip of the door and are almost impacted into the concrete. "Okay," I whisper to myself, "okay." I stand and look around the stall. Concrete walls, a drain, a cheap plastic curtain pushed to one side, a small shelf with nothing on it. No tools, no way out. I start screaming again. Not words this time, just noise as loud as I can. I pound on the door until my hands sting. I kick until my foot throbs. The sound feels huge in the small space, like it should carry forever. But it doesn't. It just dies. At one point, I drop down again and see the boots. They're back, just standing there, not moving. I choke on my own breath. But why are you doing this? I ask. There's no answer. I stay there, staring, waiting for them to move again. And after a while, they do. One step back, then another, then they're gone. I wait for footsteps. As they fade away, I don't hear any. Time stretches in a way that I can't track. It gets colder first. The heat from the shower fades, and the damp air settles in. My clothes cling to me. I sit on the floor with my back against the door because it feels like the only solid thing. I listen. Every tiny sound feels important. Wind, leaves, something shifting outside. But no voices, no cars. At some point, I try the door again. It's still locked tight, or wedged shut, rather. The wedges haven't moved at all. I start thinking about how long I can stay in here, about my car down by the river, about my phone sitting on the passenger seat under my book, and about the fact that no one knows exactly where I am. I press my forehead against my knees. Someone will come, I say out loud, but it doesn't sound convincing. It's at least 2 hours later when I hear it. An engine, faint at first, then closer, then tires on gravel. I bolt upright and slam my fist against the door again. Hey, I'm in here, help me. The engine comes near, seems to idle near the shower building. I hear a door open, voices. Please, I scream, over here, I'm stuck. Footsteps rush closer, I can hear gravel. Hello? A man's voice calls. I'm in the shower, I yell. Someone locked me in here. There's a long pause right outside. What the? There's something jammed under the door. Please, get it out. Hang on, the man says. I hear what sounds like a trunk or a toolbox. I hear scraping, then a loud clank. Metal shifting. One wedge comes loose with a sharp clang. He pounds on the other for a minute, and eventually it breaks loose as well. The pressure on the door finally releases. It's noticeably bent right at the bottom. I pull it open so fast I almost fall forward. There are two people standing there, a man and a woman, mid-30s maybe. The man's holding one of those wedges in his hands and a tire iron. We were just driving through, he says, from Knoxville. Wanted to see the place, and then saw these jammed into the door. Wasn't sure what was happening here. Did you see anyone? I ask. My voice sounds wrong and thin. They look at each other. No, the woman shakes her head. Did you see who did this? She asks. I shook my head. Just boots. That's it. They glance around the dark campsite. It's dusk now. There's no one there. I drove straight to the sheriff's office that night. I didn't pack anything, just threw my stuff in the car and left. I put the wedges on the front seat behind me. The deputy there took my statement and wrote everything down, asked the same questions twice. Any description, he said. Just boots, I said. Anyone you know in the area? No, I responded. He nodded like he expected that. We'll make a report, he said, but without more, there's not a whole lot we can do. I left the wedges with him. He said he'd log them. As I walked out, I asked, has this happened before? He paused. Then he said, not officially. I didn't ask what that meant. I drove home before sunrise. I haven't used a public shower since.